It says you are live. What is going on, my YouTube friends? I hope we get a couple people in here. It didn't seem like anybody was going live tonight. We got a bunch of bad weather outside, so I figured, you know what? I might as well go live. So I'm live. And we got Sublime. He's down in Tennessee, getting his car worked down, getting some things done. And maybe he'll chime in and tell us what's going on with it. That'd be cool. You know what I mean? So let's see if we can attract some folks here. Yeah, buddy. And if not, then I'll just end the stream. It's that easy. Oh, let's see what we got here with. I like using the YouTube chat. And see if we can pull that up. See if we can get somebody in here. Moderation activity is hidden. What? Got it. Whatever floats your boat. All right. See what we got here. Stupid Fast Truck. Happy Friday, brother. How are you doing today? Yes. Another beautiful day in the neighborhood. Well, we got 3 people in here. And I know one of them is stupid fast because he said something. Yeah, buddy. Or type something or text something or Ford Blue Gauge. What's going on, buddy? Yeah, and you got so anyhow, yeah, Sublime, he's still down in Tennessee at Ken's trying to get things going with his car. Hopefully he got some numbers and hopefully he's happy with them. Maybe he might chime in. Who knows? Zach, Swamp Donkey. Hey, Swamp Donkey, what is going on, buddy? I ain't seen you in a long time, man. Are you even making videos anymore? Because if you are, I'm not getting them on my feed. Yeah, man, we got a big snowstorm up here, that's for sure. Weather-wise, HPR, there we go. What's going on? I might as well go ahead and put the thing in here. So, because if we got HPR, we're going to have our buddy Sublime. Oops. Here we go. Let's do this. And pin. All right. So if anybody wants to chime up, jump up, whatever, then we can do it. Oh, here's Zach.
Hey.
What's going on, buddy?
Not much.
So, Ken, how'd everything turn out? Pretty good on his car? I sure hope so. Here we go. The man with the plan.
What's going on?
Not a lot, buddy. How are you today?
I'm doing good, man. We're on our way home. Sublime should be on here in a little bit. He's on his way to the hotel.
Yeah, he'll be pop on here. I didn't want to say nothing. I figured that's his glory, man. He wants to tell people he can tell them, that he don't have to.
I was just glad that the dyno came back around to where it should be.
Yeah, because when you guys first did it, before anything, it was showing some crazy number on it, I guess.
Yeah, and I was like, usually that dyno doesn't do that. Like, for example, like most of the time, like so say for a Gen 3 Whipple with a 3.875 on 93, a couple things done to it. They usually put down about 715. That's the average horsepower on any dyno, and that's what I always dyno. That's what I always dyno those cars at of that dyno. So when it jumped up, it kind of caught me off guard, and I was like, it shouldn't be there that way. Then when we went back, I said, watch, we go back, and it's going to drop down to normal, and it's going to look like we might have lost power. And sure enough, we all laughed when we seen it. It was like, yep, there it is.
So my wondering is how does it feel to him driving it now?
I don't know. I haven't. He came. He did a flyby. We was on our way home, and I didn't know he was going to do a flyby, and he came rolling by us. So I'm not sure how it feels. It should feel pretty good. I mean, it's 2 extra pounds of boost, so I mean, it should feel pretty good. I'm interested to see it at the drag strip. So,
Well, that's going to come in due time. You better make sure he's got some good tires on that thing.
yeah, so it should do good. I mean, it's a couple pounds of boost, so it's not like night and day. I mean, you're literally talking about. I mean, see, he went from. I'm not gonna say what he ended up with, but if you literally add 2 pounds of boost to his number he had before at the other dyno, that's pretty much what he dynoed. It was right on par. It was right there where it should be.
Oh, okay.
So I was pleased to see the numbers come back to realistic. I don't know what happened. I said that usually I don't see that.
Yeah, Jimmy C. He used to make them all the time. We're not real big bike fans, but I mean, we got guys like HPR. He likes anything that's fast.
Oh, I like anything, man.
Yep, he likes anything that's fast. Because if it ain't fast, he's got to make it fast.
There you go. Yeah, so I'm not going to spoil his numbers. I'm going to let him. I don't want to rank. That's for him. So.
Right, that's his glory. So that's how come I ain't saying nothing.
That's like me. I'm dancing around it, but I ain't gonna say nothing.
Right.
it felt pretty good. Earlier today, we were doing some logging in it, and he got into it a little bit. It felt pretty good. So.
Oh, I'm sure he's happy as a lark.
Oh yeah.
And he said he blamed your pizza place poisoning him.
It's his lactose intolerance acting up. Is all it
is. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I told him. I said, man, I said, see, I'll admit, as I get older, it's a really, some dairy products don't sit right with me sometimes. I said, I don't know what it was. He was like, it's the pizza place. I'm like, man, I don't know about all that, but
okay. Ford Blue says Swamp Ducky bikes are cool. And some are beautiful, but I'm an idiot, so I stay the hell away from them.
Right? Well, see, here's my thing. I watch other idiots drivers on the road, and I prefer to have walls of metal around me.
Oh, I'm with you.
I like bikes. Don't get me wrong. I love a bike, love them. But as far as me getting on one, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I got a bike, but it's basically a trail bike. I mean, I can ride it on the street to get to the trails, and I'm happy.
Oh yeah.
But if I'm going to drive on the road, I'm like you. I want some metal around me.
Dang right, man. It's just other people on the road, man. They don't watch out for bikes, man. They just don't watch out for them.
Right.
Like if a bike's in front of me, I stay back. Like I give them room just in case. But other people don't do that, man. They just
the stupid fastest got it right. Bikes would be great without cars on the road. You're right.
That's right. No, I get nervous around semis in a car, man. I can't imagine being on a bike around. Ooh, no, I'm good.
Hey, I'm telling you, when a semi goes by you when you're on a bike, it'll blow you off the damn road.
Yeah, so I said, I'm good, man. I'm good. And if I got a bike, I'd have to have a Harley or something like that, man. I'd have,
Yeah, I'm not getting that much into them, so.
Yeah. Or now if you had a little dirt bike or something like you got, it wouldn't be a big, it's just that's good. That's great, But if I was gonna have something I rode on the road, it had to be a Harley or something like that. I don't know, man. I love them.
Something that'll hold down to the road.
That's right. Something make a little rumble.
Zach, the wind would blow you right off a bike. How's the weather down there, Ken?
The wind finally died down. The day that wind, man, I've got some video, man, of my roof. I got a metal roof, and the wind was getting up under it, and it sounded like a little two-stroke about to firing up.
Really?
It just rattling and we're like, man, if this thing comes ripping my damn roof off. It felt, if my roof wouldn't have been secured down good at the shop, it'd have ripped my damn metal roof off.
Oh, I bet.
Way too.
Yeah, dude. I walked outside and it shoved me around for a minute.
Wow. Yeah, we had basically it was a whiteout. You couldn't see 40, 50 feet in front of you.
Yeah.
You know, it's snowing so hard. Then it started raining. Then it started lightning and thundering.
Yay! Tomorrow it's supposed to rain now.
Yeah, but the wind, we got up to 60-mile-per-hour straight line winds. It ripped.
My blinds continuously kept blowing, and it at one time this morning I woke up and it hit me in the head. I was like, "Where did this come from?" It was like,
Or
"Wait."
Blue says I'm a full-time throttle type of idiot. Yeah, well,
It's
you
like,
got
how dare you hit me in the head, Apple?
Huh?
Yeah, it's too fast. We had a wet, heavy snow too, but then it turned to rain. Then it went back to snow. Mother Nature's, man, she's having problems.
Crazy, man. Tell you what, come to Tennessee. It's 75 one day, 35 the next, and tornadoes and bad weather in between.
I never put our
What?
I don't have summer or winter clothes. I have all those.
Yeah, we don't keep winter clothes. We don't put our summer clothes up, or we don't put our winter clothes up.
Waste of time.
Y'all there?
Yeah,
Hold on, I want to mute myself for a second.
there's the dog. Dog's happy to see you. Yeah, buddy. Full-time throttle. When in doubt, throttle out. Well, yeah, it's right, Swamp Donkey. Swamp Donkey, how you been doing, buddy? Because I know you ain't made a video in a long time. I know Jimmy C said that it's been about 2 years, and it's probably been a while. Because normally I would get something on my feed, but I haven't seen nothing from you. That's if YouTube didn't take you off my list.
Yeah, YouTube is doing that.
It's good for that. And no, I am still subscribed to you. That's for sure. Yep. Yeah, that is it. Yeah, but nobody was going live or anything like that. So I figured I'd go live. Maybe Sublime would come up here and let us know what he did.
Yeah. I'm sleeping for the past 3 hours. So.
What do you mean you've been sleeping?
I've been sleeping. I've been having an issue all day. I don't know if it's the way I'm sleeping because I got up and the back of my head started hurting and it finally just went away after 3 hours of sleeping a different way.
Oh. T. Pat and Pat. How you doing today? 47 Fargo. Yeah, YouTube's not like it used to. My truck is outside tonight. Pinks, hey, what's going on? Watching TV with the wife. You better watch some TV with her. My truck outside tonight, and this morning I tried to open the garage door and the cable broke. Put a new cable on it tonight. Now I have to tighten and tense. I'm going to tell you something stupid fast. I don't like messing with those springs. 80 hours a week hit me today. My legs don't want to stand, so I came home to my chair at 5 today. Well, you know what? Hey, Ford Blue Gauge, dude, you got to take it easy sometimes. That's all there is to it. That is all there is to it. $80 hours a week. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I respect those springs too.
That would be too much for me.
Trucks are supposed to be outside, unless you got to work on them.
I might have a new laptop. I might be having another laptop coming. The end of
Oh,
this
yeah?
week. Yeah. Microsoft sent me so many reward points. They had like a bunch. I just spent them on and entered one of them for like a tablet, half laptop. I entered in one of them. I just have to wait. One of them is the end of this month, and then another one June, the end of June. I want it because my laptop is on its way out now.
Yeah, I just upgraded my laptop to Windows 10 because they don't support 8.1 anymore.
Yeah. I have all of the computers in my house have Windows 11. My dad's does, my laptop and my desktop, and my dad's laptop I think has 11 as well now.
You like that 11? Because most people don't.
Yeah. 12, apparently Windows 12, they're going to make you pay for that. Just to use Windows 12.
Well, if people don't know that they can upgrade for free, Zach, they will pay for it. So, I mean, they're paying for all of them, really.
My laptop got Windows 11 upgrade for free, and my desktop did the same thing too because apparently they had required for it. I was like, oh, take it. Took it.
Okay. Hey, Choppers Rules, what's going on, buddy? Swamp Donkey, you take care, brother. It was good seeing you, man. Really was.
That mom was about to tell my mom, be like, turn the air on, please. I'm dying here.
You'll be
Have
all right.
a window open. For whatever reason, it's fine in the morning in my room, and then at night it just gets hot really bad.
Yeah. Choppers Rules, you just got home from work? Oh, that's right. You're on the other side of the world, so it's a whole different time for you than it is for me.
Yeah, it's 85. Come on. It's cooler outside than it is in my room. That's not fair.
Super Fast Truck says he wishes he needed to turn on the air. Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. They have a giant one, so this giant one does really quick. It kicks it instantly. I'm like,
You guys got a big house?
30, I think it's 33 something.
Oh, that's a good size house. 3,300 square foot. That's a good size house.
They had to we had two small ones, but then they had to give us another bigger air conditioner because apparently the one we had wasn't enough for the inside of where my room is now.
Yeah. Chopper Rules, yeah, you're like a day ahead of us. Bama, what's going on, buddy?
No.
We're hoping Sublime will chime in here so that way we can find out what he done today.
Don't you fall off. I'm going to have to tell my mom tomorrow. No. My mom gave me a new spacer for my college, high school ring, and the stupid spacer she put on is already falling off again. It's
really?
cheap. I just get it put on. Why are you coming off? Come on.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I didn't put no 80 hours in work this week. Well, Bama's trying to come up, but it said disconnected. There he is. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, Gary?
Another day in paradise, man. Everything's covered in snow.
My yard covered in blooms off my trees.
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing. Our tree started to bloom, but we had a big winter storm today.
Yeah.
So what is Ken doing? Just on the screen sleeping?
No, he just got to the house and he was going in his house and his dogs were barking, so he muted himself. And Sublime, I'm guessing he'll pop in here sooner or later.
He's probably outside the hotel right now.
Yeah, he might be. He might be. Because he got his numbers and everything. I'm just anxious to see what he's got to say.
Oh, when the Dino's there?
Yes.
I would guess probably about 259.
259?
Yeah.
That must be at the front wheels. We're getting hit now with the winter storm. Where about you at there, Tap T Pat and Pat?
I have a different background on my laptop finally now. Changed it. Yeah. No, it's not really.
So I guess Funky's working tomorrow?
I don't know. I didn't hear nothing from him today because I was waiting for somebody to go live and he didn't go live.
Wow. I changed my background on my desktop, on my laptop.
Oh, okay.
It came with, I forget which one it came with.
Southern Ontario. Yeah, you're going to get the snow, buddy.
Yep. Jeez, it's Saturday already? Jeez. Not for me.
Guys, hang on 1 minute. I'm gonna disappear for a second.
Oh, now it's gonna.
Keep it going, Zach.
Yeah.
Talk us up, Zach.
I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I should be getting something for 2 things from Microsoft soon. My laptop decides it wants to end its life, which that's just awesome. And getting this, it's like a half tablet and half laptop that they have, and I entered in one of those so I can have one because I need it because my laptop doesn't like life anymore, and I don't know what's.
Well, you're doing better than I am. I don't even have a laptop.
Yeah, I'm having issues now. I'm fighting with Steam issue because somebody hacked me ×3 so far now in the last 2 months, and now I'm having to fight these people for the 3rd time. Because my account got hacked again for no reason that I did nothing, and apparently I got reported because I did an illegal purchase, which I never did. Ever. And this week,
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear
Yes,
you.
sir.
Sublime called me, so I was talking to him.
He did what?
Sublime called me, so I was talking to him.
Oh, okay. Planning on 30 plus this weekend, trying to drive the Comet home Saturday. You've got that car that much together now there, Ford Blue? That's awesome, man.
jeez, that is great.
Sublime call you and say, man, that car's running so good, or what happened?
No, it's fine. He said that he was like, I didn't get to stay in it all the way, but I only seen 13 pounds of boost. I was like, yeah, you're fine. He goes, well, it said I said, man, it's a 2.85 pulley. I said, boost is a measure of restriction. I was like, you're not guaranteed 14. It could be 13 to 14. I was like, but it's 2.85 pulley. And he's like, oh, okay. I said, put headers on it. You'll drop boost. You'll drop boost. He goes, huh? I said, yeah, you're flowing, but you're flowing more. The cars can flow. So it's not, you can actually drop boost on a positive placement blower. You put exhaust on it, you let it breathe, it'll actually drop boost, but it's making the same flow. It's flowing the same,
But the headers would definitely be better, though, right?
Yeah, I mean it's flow. So for example, so boost is a measure of restriction. So if you can, on a positive placement blower, you're going to spin that blower is spinning the same speed no matter what. It's flowing the same amount of air no matter what. If you
Okay.
can get the exhaust out faster, it will actually lower boost, but you'll actually make more power. If that makes sense.
All right. Yep, it makes a lot of sense.
You're not the blower is still flowing the same. It just can flow. It can get it out faster because you're not as restrictive.
It's coming in faster and it's going out faster.
Exactly. So a lot of people, it used to be really bad back in the day with the 03 Cobras. People be like, I put headers on it and dropped boost. What happened? What I do wrong? We're like, nothing. You just let the engine breathe a little better. You dropped a little boost, but just flowing the same.
They're going to run now.
Yep.
Yeah, we never put headers on the wife's Terminator. We never did that.
Yeah.
Probably should have.
Yeah, when I dropped boost on my GT5, I didn't drop boost, when I put headers on my GT500, the boost level dropped. The car it still moved. It was moving.
Oh, I bet.
I think.
What year GT500 did you have, Ken?
12.
Yeah,
2012.
I like those.
So is Subline heading home now?
He just got to the hotel.
Oh, okay.
So he's planning on going home tomorrow then, eh?
Yeah, he's going home tomorrow, leaving about 10.
Yeah, because it's supposed to warm up a little bit tomorrow, so hopefully the snow melts some.
Yeah, that's what he was planning on. We didn't get on the dyno until later this evening because the wind was so bad. They didn't want to open the doors at the dyno. So we had to wait till this evening. And then Daryl had to go get his little boy. So now I tell you what, Daryl is the not many people on a Friday night's going to be tuning you around 6, 7 o'clock in the evening.
Right.
So everybody asks why I like using him. I said, well, he's a good tuner, and he does stuff for it. He makes it happen.
Well, the thing about it is that when a guy is going to stop doing what he's doing to help you, you got to keep him going. Because you're not going to get many people like that.
No. And it gets to the point where, you get like he's experiencing, like he started remote tuning about a year ago, maybe more. And before that, he didn't remote tune. But, and everybody's on Mustang 6G is praising him. And a few people was like, Speed Addict 731's been using him since 2018, been telling everybody about him. And y'all just now coming around to see, But, he kind of gets that, it's kind of like, somebody puts their car together and something's not right. And, they always want to blame the tuner. It's always the tuner's fault. It's never your fault,
Right.
And you get he gets some of that. And he's like, man, he gets aggravated. You tell them they have a vacuum leak and they tell you they don't, but they don't realize that just because I say you have a vacuum leak doesn't mean you got a hose off that's staring you in the face. It could be anything after the mass airflow, it could be anything after that. And a lot of times is how they plumb the PCV. Like they'll want to plumb it to like a catch can with a filter on it.
Right.
I'm like, no, that's pulling in fresh air back into the intake. You can't do that. And I'll tell them, like people reach out to me all the time and I tell them, you got, that's your problem. They're like, how? And I explain it to them. Then they fix it and they're like, oh, it solved it. I'm like, yeah. So he gets a lot of that, it's just, it is what it is,
Right.
Yeah. I can only imagine how old he gets.
Right. So, yeah, Sublime just messaged me, said that he's going to call the wife and then he'll be on.
There you go.
Hey, Ken, I got a question for you.
Yeah, bud.
Got the Explorer upper and lower intake. I put it on last May. I've had no problem whatsoever. I've checked for vacuum leaks and everything. I think I've done a good enough job. I don't have a vacuum leak. But it runs so great ever since last May until about 4 or 5 weeks ago. And it has a ridiculous startup. As far as you crank it up, it's like, I don't know, it's like you got the biggest cam in that son of a bitch. But then a couple minutes later, just smooth as it can be.
You sure you don't have the intake manifold or anything like that? Like an intake manifold gasket or anything like that leaking?
I've checked it several times, and I do not believe I have one. Okay. I have to just take it all back off and start over. But it run great from last May. I'm talking about. That's when I put it back together.
Oh, okay, Fort Blue Gauge.
But it starts up, idles rough, and then does it smooth out right as it gets warm operating temperature, or before that?
Probably just about time it's getting warm. But if you go to the store or whatever, you leave the garage or whatever, it don't never do it again. But it sit a couple of days, do the same thing.
Hmm.
You might just have to drive that car and let Ken look at it.
Well,
I'm gonna drive tomorrow and go on the car show, but I'm just saying, if I'd have started up this morning and drove it and started up first thing tomorrow morning, it wouldn't do it.
so okay, so
Who knows?
if you drive it today and then you start it up in the morning, it won't do it.
Yeah.
You have to let it sit for like a couple days.
If it sits for so many days, I usually only drive on the weekends because I don't drive to work because there's so much deer out here. When I go to work so early in the morning,
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't drive it during the week most of the time. And I redid the idle reset. I reset the TPS, blah, 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 and it's still doing the same thing.
That's what I was thinking for Blue also, but if the math was off, I mean, I agree with you for definitely. It just
Is that me breaking up or somebody else?
Oh, it sounds like Ken's breaking up. He went to robot mode there for a second. Now we can't hear him.
am I? Can you hear me now?
Now we can, yes.
Yes.
I was saying, I was thinking math also, but he said when it warms up, it goes away, so it kind of. But those OBD1 cars, they are a little different. They are a little different. Have you cleaned the math?
Probably not in probably a year and a half or 2 years. I haven't. No.
I would try cleaning the math. That's usually the first thing I try. Like Ford Blue said, I would look at the math. I'd probably clean the math just to make sure, and then it definitely sounds like fueling, and that could be like mass airflow. It could be a number of things.
I can tell you this: it does smell very rich when it does that.
Clean the math and go from there.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Yeah, get some CRC. You can get CRC mass airflow cleaner if you ain't got any.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I use. CRC mass airflow cleaner. Just spray it out, let it dry, put it back in, and then see how it does. Don't start the car up, like clean it before then.
Yeah. Yeah. It's only because I changed to 65, the throttle body and the map. So, and it's only about 3 years old.
What year is the car?
93.
Okay, making sure. Making sure.
Hey, Tony's Fords and Mustangs, appreciate you stopping by, buddy. Thank you.
But I appreciate it, Ken.
I couldn't remember what year model your car was, and I was like, we're telling this man to clean his mass airflow, and it's an 88. We're in trouble.
Yeah.
What year is your car, Bama?
93.
Oh, well, shit. Yeah, you're good then.
Well, I just thought it was kind of odd because it run ever since May of last year. It's run great.
Yeah.
Had the heads done, put the upper and lower I got from Ford Blue. I mean, it's run great. It ain't never run so good since I've had it. And now all of a sudden it just starts acting stupid.
He wants to know, Ford Blue wants to know, Bama, did you drill the intake and put the intake air temp sensor in it?
Yes.
Would that have anything to do with it?
I wouldn't think so. I mean, like I said, I put it together last May, and it's been great until the
he has
last
he has
5 weeks.
thing.
Driver's side front runner.
Who was that?
That's what Fort Blue Gauge said. I don't know. Chopper said he had a problem with his engine and turned out to be the fuel rail sensor.
Yeah, I did that. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's the one I talked to when I got the parts from him. He told me what to do.
He's good for that. He knows. He'll let you know.
Oh, yeah.
Think about
Oh,
Fort
yeah. When I
Blue,
was putting the car back together, I mean, he had no problem me calling him and asking questions.
right. No, he don't have no problem at all. Listen,
No.
when people ask him question, it's like it's a turn on to him, man. I'm telling you, he gets all excited and goes, man.
No, yeah, he didn't have to talk to me.
Oh no, he likes to talk. He's good at it, and he's good at helping people. That's the thing, you know.
I mean, the great thing about it, I put it all back together and it fired right up, and I went to a car show.
But you're saying it does it if the car sits a couple days though, right?
Yeah.
If he
I
cleaned
guarantee you, I have not. I ain't started this car up since probably Tuesday, and I guarantee you, I'll crank it up, and you'll think it's got the biggest cam in it, and it might shut off, it might not, and it'll run a few minutes, and it'll start clearing up, and it's back to normal.
have you checked the spark plugs?
Yes.
Okay, they're all good. Okay.
Yep.
Fort Blue Gauge said the sensor might be going bad or dirty.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I'm happy with that because that could be an easy fix.
Well, I had one long time ago. It would start up and run like crap, and then and the car would warm up and it'd run perfect. And I was like, "What in the hell?" And a guy knew. He's like, "Man, change the spark plugs." I'm like, "Man, the thing runs like a rate date when it's warmed up. You just change your spark plugs." I changed the spark plugs, and man, it fixed everything. But if you've already looked at your spark plugs, then that's probably not it.
Yeah, I pulled 3 of them out and looked at it.
Spark plugs can do that.
Yep.
Chopper's Rule says fuel pump or filter.
And that's why I was at. That's why I was another thing. Check your fuel. That's what I was about to say. Check your fuel pressure.
Oh shit! I just put that son of a bitch in.
That's probably not it, but just check it anyway. I mean, usually what I always do is I always just check the basic stuff. I check mass airflow, stuff like that. Then if that nothing turns out there, I'll pull spark plugs. Sometimes I'll pull spark plugs first, look at them, check the mass airflow, clean it anyway, just in case. Not saying that it's not bad. It could just be, like he said, it could be dirty, could be bad. Just kind of go down my list because basically it's the computer sees inputs. So it has all these inputs it wants to see. And those inputs get off, then the outputs are going to can be off, which causes the engine to run like crap. So, always check fuel, spark, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I even went back, checked all the timing and TPA. I mean, I went through all that shit, auto reset, and and I was like, okay, well, I'm at about the end. I didn't think about cleaning the damn thing,
Exactly.
but it is BBK, so it could be shit.
Hell, my Fox, I got at the shop, has BBKs on it. Shit.
So Fort Blue Gauge said, cars is what's important to me. Cold steel is what makes my world turn.
That's pretty much it.
Chopper Drill says it's an electric fuel pump. Sometimes ground may not be good.
Mm-hmm.
And then RAV 68 says short drive versus long drive makes a difference on the next startup.
Yeah, I thought about that. Well, I know the ECU. If you drain all the power, you have to relearn. I mean, I know that, but I mean, I'm not killing the ECU.
See, that's another thing. He's Ford Blue Gauge says sounds like the math or the IAT or the map on the firewall behind the intake, since it does only when it first starts fires up. And RAV 68 is thinking ECU might not be holding data, question mark.
Well, I did have, my buddy had the, yeah, not the capacitors. What's the parts that burn out in the ECU? Not the
That's
capacitor.
prom. What's it called? The prom or the prod, or what's that little thing called, Ken? It's in the ECU.
There's 3 of them. Yeah.
There's one.
Anyway, my buddy, he works on computers and he rebuilt it about 4 years ago, and I ain't had a problem since. Until now. Because what did it do? The fuel pump wouldn't come on. That's what it was.
Right, they call it a prom or something like that. PROM, or I can't remember. It's been a long time
Yeah,
since
I don't know. Little round thing. There's 3 of them in there.
They said put a carburetor on it to fix it.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, when I was having a problem with my distributor about 3 years ago, and I was talking to Brutal about it, I come close to doing the same thing. That's what's in my 68. Is a one out of an 89, and it converts the carburetor. Almost done the same thing.
68. Oh my Lord. I'd love to have a classic Mustang.
But at least I got things to check, and I can run through it.
Yeah.
It'll make it to the little car get together tomorrow. It'll be fine. Oh, Gary, who you selling your car to?
I ain't selling that car, man. I was just messing.
What are you selling, Mark 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just put it. I said, think about selling this old Mach 1. Should be worth a couple hundred.
What, you're 70?
Yeah, they ain't going nowhere, dude.
Tell you what, you need a couple hundred. I'll tell you what, I'll be down there tomorrow.
Hey, what's going on, Street Fox 347? No, that car ain't
No,
going nowhere.
I'll give you 400.
That's what everybody's saying.
We're gonna start a bidding war right here.
Yeah, let's bid.
Yeah, no, that's just, it ain't gonna happen. Somebody would really have to give me a stupid amount of money for that car for me to sell it. I'm talking really stupid.
Well, I don't have a stupid amount of money, so I'm out.
I'm out.
I don't have to worry about it.
All right, Zach, you want to bid on it?
I'm broke too.
Zach just borrowed the money from Mama and get it. He'd be all set then. Ford Blue Gauge says, Bama, take O2 out of the check, clean them.
I see that. Yeah.
Out, check them and clean them. But I do the easy stuff on top first.
Yeah.
Well, Gary, what's the Mustang 70 model? What's it called? It starts with a G.
What's that?
Grand T. What is it?
Gia?
1970 Mustang.
My Mustang's a Mach 1, 70 Mach 1.
No, I mean, what's the other one?
My 21?
No, I'm talking about the other 1970 Mustangs.
The Gia?
Yeah.
Okay.
I found one here the other day. They want $6 grand for
Is it a fastback or a coupe?
it. I only glanced at it. I think it's fastback.
If it's a fastback and they want $6 grand for it and it's a decent car, you're crazy if you don't buy it.
I may sometime tomorrow. I may send you the pictures of it on Facebook.
Send me some pictures of it.
Okay.
Yeah, send us some pictures, you loser.
Because I tell you what,
Speaking of a loser,
Uh-oh.
HPR right
Okay.
there.
You're in trouble.
HPR shut his shop down for the day and go buy that car.
What's that?
I'm officially protected by HPR right now, so there ain't no shit talking coming my way.
70 Mustang.
Oh man, shit! I would love to have a 69 or 70 or 68 or 67 fastback.
it's yellow.
Go ahead, Bama.
No, I just said it's yellow.
Mm.
Oh, man.
You can paint it any color you want.
So, Ken, when I was driving back, did you think I was going to get more crazy than I did, or?
Well, I was actually started filming after the first couple. I was like, well, maybe he'll do it again, and you did. You never did.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I wasn't gonna call you and tell you to do it because then if you got pulled over, I'd be at fault. So I was like, if he does it
Oh,
without me,
God, here we go.
I'll have it. But I'm not gonna be the reason he's pulled over and getting the 3rd degree.
Ford Blue says
Oh,
he
man.
bought another Mopar last week. So anyhow, Sublime, we have been holding back, waiting for you to get here so you can tell your story.
Wait, Ken knows the story. He could have easily told you.
Not my
Yeah,
story to tell.
But that
What do you mean? You were partially involved with the story. You and me are the
I
story.
know I was, but it's your car, man. I don't want to I'm not that guy, man.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're here.
So, don't get me wrong. I have a video that'll be out tomorrow evening, but that's besides the point.
Well, I'm glad Ken's here because this way, if I screw up anything and get it wrong, he'll be able to correct me. So we went to go do a baseline dyno to see what the car made in its current configuration before we flashed it back to stock at the dealership. Because I knew it did 770 on a dyno jet by my house. So we took it to the dyno here, and this dyno sometimes reads low, sometimes reads high, sometimes reads right where it should be. Well, the first day that we went, it read high. I mean, the first pass, and that was a pass pull when it spun, hit 817. Okay. And then on the second pass, it went to 829. But like I said, I knew it wasn't an 829 horsepower car, at least how it sat before the pulley going on and stuff.
Exactly.
Okay. So then we went and got the pulley done and the plugs and, did the turn signals and all that fun shit. So then we got that all done. Ken installed a baseline tune from Daryl this morning, and then we were supposed to go this afternoon to get the rest of the tuning done at the dyno. Well, the only problem was in Jackson, Tennessee, the winds today were literally 40 to 60 miles an hour. I was seeing garbage cans, like big garbage cans, being lifted and thrown about 30 feet. So the guy that owned the dyno shop, because he has to open both garage doors, didn't want to have crazy mile-an-hour winds coming through his shop and blowing his shit all over the place. So we had to wait till later in the day, till almost 5, to head over there. Only problem with that is that's when it fell in line. And Daryl was pretty much available all day for the tuning, but then he had to go pick up his son at like 5, which is the time when we were ready to go. So we had to kind of wait for Daryl to get back. And to Daryl's credit, he sent Ken a picture saying, I'm trying as fast as I can, a picture of his speedometer doing, triple-digit plus on the way home to try and get home and get this done. So long story short, we got it done. So we did like 3 polls, three polls, I think. So now keep in mind, the first day that we went, it dynoed 817 and 829, which I knew was high. Okay. So then when we went today, and even Ken guessed it, Ken freaking guessed it dead on. He said, watch, we're going to go there today, and it's going to dyno exactly about what we think it should be. So the first pull it dynoed 804, and I forget what the torque was, but it was, six, slow sixes. And then we did another pass and it went to 834. Now, granted, Daryl was doing a little adjustment here and there. And then on the last pass, it did 817, and that's where the car was happy. So basically 817, and I think the torque was 611, 612, somewhere around there. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Yep. I think
Okay.
that's great.
Yeah. I'll be curious to see what it does on the dyno jet when I get it back home.
Yeah.
I'll still do it there.
At 770 before, and if you add the 2 pounds of boost, that puts you right at it. And I talked to Daryl on the phone, and Daryl was like, I was like, what do you, because he remote tunes these cars, and they'll dyno it and tell him what it makes. I said, what do you typically see? Because the last car I did with his setup made 825. Not even on this dyno, on a separate dyno. So usually this dyno is right on par. So when it started reading high, I was like, that's too high. So, but when we went back, it was like, I don't know. I have no clue. Like sometimes it just, I don't know. Dynos, and that's why I tell everybody, dynos are great tuning tools. But the way what I figured out was we did 770 on the he did 770 on a dyno jet, and that's right around where they do a tune GT500 750 to 770 will be. And then usually when you pull them, they're around 810, 825, 830, around that range, depending. So when he did like the high numbers the first day, I was like, that's not right. And I knew it was. I mean, I'll call it like I see it. It's not right. It's too. But then we went back, and I was like, and I told him, I said, watch, we'll go back. It's going down on like 805, 806. And I kid you not, 804 the first time, and I laughed. And I was like, see, it's back. It's fine.
Yep.
And it was doing fine from there on out,
Yeah, I'm surprised Alan didn't say if he calibrated it or not at all. When he calibrates it, is that something he can do, or is that something a company has to come and do?
He can do it.
Oh, okay.
Deidre Baker, how are you doing today?
So wait a second here. Hold on. I missed a couple of these snide comments. Those are rookie numbers. You need to bump those up. Okay, Yellowhammer. And then what was the other one? Sublime, not a soul thinks you could get any crazier than you already are. What the hell? You ain't right, Connor.
So
now,
my main question I've asked you a couple of times, does it feel any different now when you're driving it?
Kind of, yeah, but you got to remember, I was driving with the traction control on, and if it's cool and you got traction control on, the car is going to retard timing and take some of the speed away from you. On the way home, don't get me wrong, I'll be testing it with the traction control off at like third gear, 60 pull.
You're going to be another damn
state troopers.
No, trust me. Come on now, don't start. Don't be jinxing me.
That was just a reminder.
But officer, I was just doing a 60 pull. That's it.
Yeah, I'm just testing.
Drag you with me.
Somebody posted on Facebook. I saw a guy that got arrested, and when the cop pulled him over, he told him that he was doing testing on his car because he just had upgrades done to it. I was like, "Oh, that's me right there."
Yeah.
Oh, that's too funny. Mike Hall, what's going on, sir?
Michael, let me tell you. Mike Hall sent me some daggum bread, boy. Let me tell you, it's good.
What's going on, Mike Hall?
They will jump. Yeah, I know. Choppers. Oh, thanks, Nate. I was able to keep up with the C. No, come on now. I already beat a C8 on the configuration I was on before we started all this. Now I'll be able to blow his doors off.
Here we go.
His tickets to one
Don't need doors anymore.
trip to Tennessee.
Well, Subline, I guess you're ready for me and you to race, huh?
As soon as you get that 500 kit of nitrous on the car, yeah, we'll be good.
Here we
I
go.
was just checking.
You get what?
I said, I was just checking.
Oh, you're just checking?
Yeah, just checking.
Oh, sounds like you said you're eating chicken.
Yeah.
There you go.
Chicken.
Hey, keep on.
Hey, this wasn't to you. This wasn't to you.
I understand, but you was going after a southern accent thing, and
Oh my God! Here we go. I think you might have missed a couple boats to tighten down, so we might need to check that tomorrow.
Oh, fuck. Here we go.
I think Mike's garage is in the basement.
Mike's garage?
I think he is.
He is.
I bet he's eating chicken.
Yeah, I think I did leave a couple boats loose. You might need to check them.
There you go.
What's going on, guys?
What's going on, Mike's garage?
So, how did the car do, Mr. Sublime?
It did pretty good. Yeah, 817 to the wheels, 611 or 612 torque, somewhere around there. So it gained about 12
like
pounds for your
45
torque
horsepower?
and about 47 horsepower, if that's
Oh.
accurate.
2 off. All right, I was figuring 45.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, like I said, I'm going to take it to the dyno jet where I had it dynoed before I did any of this stuff and see how it compares. I actually think it's going to fall really close to that number on the dyno jet.
I would say so.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Can you hear the supercharger even more?
I don't think so because I always thought I could hear it pretty good with the once you put the cold air intake on those cars and the X pipe, it really helps it breathe better, which helps make noise on the blower. So I can't say that I heard it more, but I haven't really only been driving it for a couple hours since it was done, so it's too early to tell.
No, he's
Give him a break, Ken. He's been in Tennessee for 4 days. Some of that accent is real. Don't you know?
There it is.
Hey, Choppers Rule, you be good, buddy. Thanks for coming by.
Take care, Choppers. Have a good one, bud.
So when I was in the basement, I heard about accents. So Ken, honest opinion, how long does it take before I pick up a Southern accent? I sound like I'm from the Midwest. Once I move there, how long does it take?
Never.
You'll probably never sound like it because you're old enough to where you're
programmed.
Yeah, well, it depends. So here's my thing, and my wife gets mad at me for this, and I don't mean to. It just happens, right? So I'll tell off myself a little bit here. If I'm around somebody with a different accent for too long, I will start picking it up pretty quick.
Yes.
Like
That's what it
if
is when I go.
I'm around somebody foreign, my wife has to nudge me because I will do it, and I don't mean to.
If I go up to the Upper Peninsula, I come back home, I start sounding like a damn Canadian. But my brother has been in Tennessee for about 30 years, and he still has the Michigan accent.
Yeah.
The stupid fast said, "I think you've already got some, Mike."
Now my
Salty says, "Forget it, Mike. The Yankee boat is bone deep in you, bud."
Yeah,
that is true. Well, I tell you what, my wife is from Texas, and she was down there for a few weeks for like
what's up, Salty?
her high school reunion or something, or she was down there like a week. Anyway, she came back with a thick Texas accent again, and I was like, "Ooh, you got to keep saying that. You're sounding pretty good."
I need to get
but yeah, she picked it right back up. So there you
That
go.
reminds me of the time. That reminds me when I went to Chicago. We were in a parking lot, and this woman come by, a security guard woman come by, and I was talking, and she kept asking me to repeat myself, and I was like, "What are you doing?" She goes, "I just want to hear you talk." I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Put long tubes on it, makes less boost but more power. So is that basically true, Ken? What Core Blue saying right there?
Yep, that's why I told you before.
Because the thing is that boost is lack of efficiency.
Exactly.
If you make the engine more efficient, it's going to lower the boost. So you want the heads to flow well, you want your intake, you want your exhaust, you want your cam timing to be right.
Well, Kim wants me to put headers on it, but that's freaking $3,000 for those damn headers.
Hey,
You got the money.
if Salty or Blue Gauge wants to come up, let me know because we'll ask Zach to step down.
Well, if a couple of them want to come up, I can get off and let them up.
Just wait until they show up in the basement. We'll deal with it then.
Yeah, if they show up in the basement, let me know. I'm more than willing to jump off here.
So Sublime, instead of doing headers, I just add more boost.
Yeah, but I can't do that without without probably going injectors and help me, Ken. What else? Injectors. What else would I need to change if I'm going to turn up more boost?
Well, I mean, injectors is probably the number one thing.
Yeah.
Depending on how much you go.
Throttle body would probably need to be changed.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if it was my car, I'd probably put headers on it. I mean, just pick it up a little bit. But I mean, if I'm being honest with you, I think the car is perfect like it sets. I mean, unless you're wanting to just all out just fly in straight line, I mean, the car has got a good balance to it.
Yes, and I think I'm going to love it how it is for a while, for a long time.
Start messing with that balance, and then you get to a certain horsepower level to where you can't hook at all. You know what I mean? Like the pulls you were doing tonight, like you get too much above where you're at now, and you ain't gonna be able to make those pulls at all. I mean, they're just not gonna be, unless you put some rim.
So, what was the efficiency on the geez, old Pete's, man? The injector.
He said, "Keep my country butt on the panel."
Yeah.
What did you say was the efficient? You're talking
what was
about
the efficiency of the? Hang on a second, Mike. What was the efficiency on the injectors after you put the boost on here? What was the difference from what it was?
It was 61%, and it jumped up to I think 74%.
So he still has a little room then, right?
Yeah, he's still got a little more room. I just don't know how much more room he's got. And keep in mind, I mean, we like to keep it 80 or below.
Okay.
Is where we like to keep it. That way it has room to correct if it needs to do something.
If he put headers on that, would that help it any?
Well, I mean, headers will actually, give it a little more power without raising boost. I mean, it's going to lower his boost, but it's like I said, it's like people, when I start telling people this, like boost is a measure of restriction. So on a positive displacement blower, whenever you put headers and you let it breathe, you're actually going to lower boost, but the flow is better. So I mean, you're actually picking up power. Boost level will drop a little bit, but you're not losing boost. Like everybody's like, I lost boost, and I know the blower is still spinning just the same. It's still flowing. It's it's getting out.
Buddy, I'm gonna let Salty up.
Oh,
thank you.
Sublime, you reading 4 Blue?
I've seen.
Yeah, I'm reading this freaking dumbass comments. The LS lover.
Yep, Salty. So I would say this, and I know that you guys are all going to burn me alive for saying this, but I'm not a fan of long tubes. Just because I have so many friends that have had the damn things leak and have issues, and the last thing that I want to do is mess with that.
Buy a good quality header.
I will tell you on a Coyote, that the trick is on a Coyote to use the stock style multi-layer metal head
MLS
gasket.
Yeah. So like the Cook setters?
Yeah, like use a Cometic or stock forward multi-layer metal header gasket. And you do that, Coyotes do not have header leaks.
Yeah,
a lot of times people will cheap out on the headers too, buy some cheap ass China made header. They ain't worth a damn too.
Shit. The other thing too is I like working on my car and not having tons of shit in the way.
The thing of it is, I think that for the price wise, between the headers and have to get new injectors and stuff like that, I'd go with the headers.
Yeah, I would too. Well, one thing is though, the injectors will limit your power and the headers won't. Well, they will to a certain extent, but headers with injectors he can go on up.
Well, you also have to remember there is a certain horsepower level. There is a certain horsepower level you get to. The stock cats are not going to be happy.
That's true.
True.
So yeah. I mean, you keep pulling it down and changing stuff up, and then you got to change the headers out and get some really good cats. I mean, they're not really too outrageous expensive, but and you're looking around $700 a cat for a set of cats can handle big power.
You
Well,
talking
what's that?
about
What's
the
that old saying, Ken?
green
You got to
cat?
pay to play, man.
Oh, I agree.
You talking about the Cook's cats?
Well, you can either get the Cook's high flow green cats,
Yeah.
or you can go ahead and just order a set of it. They're GESI. Some people call them Jesse. I call them GESI because it just sounds weird when I say it. But they're a EPA approved EPA approved cat that can handle 800 horsepower per. And I talked to Cooks, and Cooks kind of danced around if they're branded Cooks, but they kind of dance around if those are the same thing. Because a lot of the header companies, if I get headers now and I get them in, they'll have the GSI logo on the side. The reason being they're EPA approved. So a lot of the headers are going to that so they can keep selling the headers, right? And then get EPA approval numbers by using those cats. So but they do have a cat out, and I talked to Cooks. Cook says that their high flow green cats can handle 1,200 horsepower.
Damn.
So
you
there
see
are
what-
cats out there. There are cats out there. Now everybody will say delete the cats. I don't have a mission test and all that. But that kind of mindset, I'm just being quite honest with you guys. That kind of mindset is why EPA is just crushing, coming down on the community. And if that mindset is the mindset that's going to stay, it's eventually going to come to the point where we can't modify our cars anymore. Laws will get passed, and then we'll just suffer from it. If everybody can kind of wrap their head around, we want to build horsepower. Let's put these cats on there. Let's build the horsepower. Let's keep everybody off our backs. If everybody would get that mindset just a little bit, unless you're racing, right? Unless you're racing the car, it's totally different, you know.
Right.
But if it's going to be a street car, like if everybody would just fall in line and it would help the EPA to lift and get off our backs. You know, it's just like the diesel world. Everybody wants to do the delete. Well, my thing is, why don't you just buy an older diesel truck that doesn't have it to begin with? You know what I mean?
See what Ford Blue Gauge said, Ken? Long tube headers in new tune should be fine. 50 to 60 horsepower gang at his power level, right,
Yep.
Ken?
Yep.
Yeah, probably.
It's going to pick up power. It's going to pick up good power with because it's going to float. It's going to release that. I mean, you know, you don't pick up that kind of power from just putting headers on a naturally aspirated car. But when you put headers on something that's boosted, it flows and it can get that, it can breathe. An engine is just in and out air. The faster you can get that in and out, the more horsepower it's going to make. And when you release that and get that, let that engine breathe more, it's going to pick up power.
The engine ain't nothing but a big ass air pump anyway.
That's all it is. Big ass air pump.
Yeah, because the faster you can get it in and the faster you can get it out, the better off you are.
Exactly.
You don't want to be a one
less restrictions. Yeah, less restrictions you have, more power you gonna make.
So that'd be that's your next goal there, Sublime, is getting some headers.
Yeah, and actually that's what Kim wants me to do because she wants the exhaust louder anyway. So
Yeah, look, just bring it back down. We'll take care of you.
Oh, Ken, I meant to ask you. So say if I wanted to get a revision tune from Daryl the next 4 months, am I still gonna have to pay full price or does he charge cheaper for a revision?
Like what?
Like say if I decided I wanted to add headers to the car and retune it.
He doesn't charge you for full tuning price. No.
You shouldn't need a new tune with just putting headers on it.
No, it's gotta get you gotta get a tune revision for it, right, Ken?
No.
What?
No.
It's
No?
not going to affect it.
No. You
So
got
you don't
Sublime,
if I
are you,
put headers on
Sublime,
that
are you
car,
back
I
home
don't
or are
need
you
it.
still in Tennessee?
Wait,
The
hold on.
DCM.
So if I put headers on that car, I don't need a tune revision?
No.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
I'll check with Daryl to make sure, but the Coyotes do not. The
Okay.
Coyotes do not, and your Coyote base. It's a low base. It's still considered a low base BCM. It still watches airflow and air in and out. And it does. It keeps a track of it. I'll check with Daryl just to make sure. He'll probably say log it just for shits and giggles to make sure everything still looks good because you're flowing more air. But other than that, no.
But
But I'll
it's
check
the
with
same thing with a 4.6. You put headers on that, it doesn't adjust the tune at all
No.
with the
Oh,
computer.
how hard is it to put headers on his Shelby, on his GT5?
The only thing it can do is it changes the place of the O2, which they can go in and tweak a little bit there, but usually no, to be honest with you.
But how hard would it be to put headers on that car?
It no harder than a Coyote.
You pretty much got to drop the K member, right?
No, I don't have to.
But that's how you normally do it, wasn't it?
No, I don't do that no more.
Oh, really?
I used to do that because it was faster, but then once I tried a couple different ways, I found a way it was just as fast, but I don't have to drop the K member.
Yeah, well, my engine compartment's a little bit tighter when it comes to getting to those bolts, I'm sure.
Trust me, I've seen it all, dude. That engine is the same dimensions of a Coyote.
Okay.
Now, are you still in Tennessee or are you back in Illinois?
No, I'm leaving in the morning. I ain't driving home at night. Hell no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got some shit weather.
I'm going to get some good sleep and then freaking hit the road in the morning.
The S197s are harder on the headers than the
S550.
S550. S550 is a wider car. It's got more room underneath.
So
wait, which one has more room? The S197s have more room, you said?
The S550s have more room. The S550 was the first car built and designed around a 4-valve engine.
Oh, gotcha.
The other cars had 4-valve, but they were never designed and built around them. The New Edge was built around the 2-valve, and then they shoehorned a 4-valve in it. And then the S197 was built around a 3-valve, which is single overhead cam. And then 2 years later, they shoved the 4-valve in it. The S550 is the first Mustang that was built around a 4-valve, and that's why it's got more room in the engine bay and underneath. If you ever look at the cars underneath, like look at the engine bay underneath of both cars, you'll see it clear as day. You're like, oh, there's more room.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Ken, I just got one question for you. Are you going to be happy to get that Yankee out of your building?
He's already out. The car's already out.
Oh, okay.
Subline was great, man.
I'm just messing with you. You know
I don't know. Now he's part of HPR now. He's HPR car, so I got to take up for him.
Yeah. So sit on that shit, Salty.
Yeah. Now, did you put an HPR sticker on your car so you can represent?
I ordered one.
Hell no.
I ordered one.
Oh, okay.
Hell no.
He had an HPR tattoo put on his ass so that way he can represent.
Is that on one cheek and Kermit's on the other one?
Damn.
That's a tattoo.
I tell you what, I'd have gave him free labor if he wouldn't get an HPR tattoo. I'd gave him free labor.
Dude, that's the last thing I
see,
thought
there
we'd
you
ever
go.
be talking about in any live stream, and that's Sublime's ass.
The thing about it is now, Sublime, he said free labor. So go get some headers and get a tattoo, and he'll put the headers on for you.
There you go. No labor charge or nothing, brother. He'll be happy to put the headers on your car for free if you get an HPR tattoo on your ass.
The tattoo's got to be put where Ken wants it.
That's
Now
right.
you got to put it like the women. You got to put it right above the crack of your ass at your belt line.
I'm doing the HPR
That way, when you bend over, instead of showing the plumber's crack, you can show HPR.
Oh my god.
HPR cramp stamp.
Something tells me that's not good advertising.
I mean, hey, it is what it is, right?
Hey, any advertising. Any advertising is good advertising.
That's not good.
That's
Hey,
crap.
Best Truck, I will agree with you 100%. That's the reason I said if he was to do it, I have to give him free labor for it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
That could be someone. That could be your damn next thumbnail.
No.
Yeah, you can finally become the mascot of HPR.
Dude, Fast Truck, I would not even get that tattoo on me. So if that's the thing,
Oh, I'd get HPR tattoo on me, but it wouldn't be on my ass.
I wouldn't get it nowhere on me.
I ain't got no problem with it.
It's my damn business. And I still wouldn't do it.
I love tattoos, man. So shit, tattoo to me is tattoo. Hell, I got about 14, 15 tattoos. So I love tattoos.
Oh, Lord.
So Tony Sports said modifying your street car might come to an end right now with the 2024 models.
Well, Tony Ford, you're not wrong about that.
You know people gonna find a way around it. They're gonna be able to
I
modify
will
it.
say this much: any car was going to get broken where you could tune it, the Mustang is the one car that would.
Yep, you're right.
But I don't, like I said, it's gonna be really interesting to watch how that all unfolds.
You know, they still hadn't unlocked the transmission to DCT yet, though, have they?
Yep,
Oh, have they?
they have.
Well,
Oh, okay. I didn't know they have already done that.
You can
Partially.
always tune anything because
Yeah,
all
it's
you gotta
not
do is just put a
fully-
box in between it and just modify the
It's
signals that the sensors are sending, and there you go.
It's not fully unlocked, but Daryl gave him the choice of tuning because there is some stuff they can do in the tuning that helps. But Sublime was like, I'm gonna wait for it, and I'm like, I would too.
Well, Sublime, let me ask you,
yeah,
how are you enjoying the Daryl tune versus the Illinois tune?
Dude, I've driven it for 30 minutes from the freaking dyno to back to the hotel. That's all. I've been trying to drive it chill. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
hang on a second. So Tony, Ford is updating the software satellites to connect where they can set it back while you're sleeping. But I heard that Ford's, if you don't make your payment, they can shut your car off so you can't drive it too.
That would surprise me.
Ken, do you know anything about that?
Oh, so they do have over-the-air tuning. However, I don't see. I'm gonna have to see it to believe it. I'm gonna have to see that.
I don't see a manufacturer doing that to nobody.
I'm still at the dealership, so I'm telling you, there's a lot of stuff that I see but we'll see.
I just don't see a manufacturer doing that. They start doing that. You know how much business they would lose by doing that kind of shit? My God, people would jump ship so damn fast.
They do have over-the-air updates, but it cannot be. It will not happen if it leaves your car to the point where you cannot get in it and drive it anytime you want.
Oh, they update the radio on my truck all the time.
Yeah, I know, but that's the radio. It doesn't affect you starting your car.
Right.
If that vehicle goes into a PCM update, you can't start your car.
What if it fails?
So
you can't start the car.
You also don't have to connect it to the internet. Just FYI.
That's true too.
But what happens if the push going to it fails?
Then you, yeah. Dude,
I mean, is there like a backup to where there's two ROMs that if it can't start on the first one, it reverts back to the old one? Or
man, there's so much stuff they're doing with these cars, man. I get to get inside of them and look at them, and it's like I said, it's over the. I'd have to see it to believe it because here's the reason I say that, because they said that about the new F-150s and all this and all that. Guess what's coming in for recalls, and I'm having to update manually. There's a recall. It manually comes in. They drive the truck in, and I sit there and I reprogram it.
Oh,
so
that felt good.
Would you fart?
No, I took a nice shit.
The 2024.
So
I
who
don't
wants to hear
go
Sublime
smoke it
on this car right now?
I don't see the 2024 being able to be tuned for a long time.
That damn Winger tuna scared the shit out of him already. He ain't drove but damn 30 minutes.
Dude, I'm still trying to get some of that freaking devil's pizza that I was fed last night out of me. Come on now.
Go with that.
Hey, nobody fed it to you. You picked it up and ate it on your own.
Oh my God.
That is true.
They should order it, went and got it too.
It was peer pressure.
Oh, okay.
Oh, here we go. He's being bullied again.
I imagine them damn Reese's you used to eat for years of pure pressure too, huh?
Yeah, Tony, I've heard the same thing, Tony. So I'm waiting. That's why I said I'm waiting to actually see one in person.
Now I need to
Actually, I
go
kind of hope they
outside.
do on some of them because that saves the techs at the dealerships from having to do the stupid updates all the time.
Ken, I'm fixing to send you a couple pictures. My brother bought this today.
But I can tell you this much: my 2020 that I had, it can no longer hook up to anything.
No. No, Connor, not THC infused. I wish that probably would have helped. That
And I'll tell
definitely
you
would have
another thing, Tony. You can give me if you have anything with Ford Pass Connect on it. If you have anything like that, and you give me the VIN number, I can type the VIN number in. I can tell you how much air pressure's in your car, tires. I can tell you what your fuel tank level's setting on. Tell you how many miles on your car currently.
That's
All
scary.
that stuff is transmitted.
Oh man, I feel like who's
We're
saying that song?
We're buying another extended warranty for Kim Shelby.
Yeah.
Bob Dylan. I would not feel all alone. Everybody must live.
Oh, here we go.
10mm.
Keep your day job.
Hey, with the place that we went and ate tonight, they had karaoke on there. I thought about getting up there almost.
What
Oh, my.
evening?
What?
What's that, Ken?
About what was recently?
I said I thought about getting up there and doing some of that karaoke.
What eating?
I don't know.
I'd have recorded that shit.
Hell
Oh, yeah,
yeah, that would have been a YouTube video, wouldn't it?
So Ken,
That's probably the
what do
reason why I didn't.
If he'd had the right size socket, he'd have got up there.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Damn right
I
on
didn't
that.
have-
So Ken,
Ken.
what did you think about that white Mach 1 that I posted on Facebook?
I like it, and you're trying to be a bad influence. I don't need to buy nothing else right now.
Come on,
like-
man. Did you see the miles that I posted on that? Woo-hoo.
Ken, did you see those pictures I just sent you?
Hold on. Well, if I look at them, it's going to stop my live.
I just sent them to you and it didn't stop mine.
Mike, I had that exact same car, dude. White, same color and everything. 04.
Beautiful car.
Ken's gonna cream his jeans when he see that car.
BMW is charging subscription. Yeah, my son-in-law told me about that, Tony. He's got a BMW.
My brother just bought that car today.
They are
What car?
trying to get to work.
The one I just sent to Ken.
Oh.
As soon as he looks at the pictures, then I tell
Well,
him.
see,
Then I tell him
here's
what he
the-
paid for it.
The whole deal, Tony, is this: is if 2024s can't be modified, all it's going to do is push people. It's going to push people into the 22s, 23, 22s and older. That's all it's going to do. Push people into those cars.
Gary, I'm gonna
to
send you these
modify.
pictures because you'll be able to show them.
So that brings up the question. You got the cars that are sitting on the lot, the 22s and 23s, and you got the new ones coming out. Yeah, get the S550 so you can mod it.
Exactly. So it's just going to push people back into that. So here's the thing: Ford might play that game at first, but I see it, and I could be completely wrong right on this. But Ford knows that the Mustang is highly modified. We buy those cars, we modify them to make them our own, right? If we can't modify them, then that takes away some of the want for the real enthusiasts, in my opinion, right?
A lot of the want.
You got a lot of people that are happy-go-lucky with buying a car and leaving it stock. So those sales will still happen. You'll still have those sales happen. But the guys like me and everybody else that loves to modify and play with them, we're just going to stick to the older stuff. And that's just the way it's going to be, you know?
I think we'll still, I mean, even when it goes electric, I think you'll still have people modifying. I mean, you'll have a car that's all electric. There's going to be aftermarket motors that you replace it with to get more, and this, that. I mean, there's always going to be something, right?
And there's always going to be suspension upgrades and stuff like that to help the car hook better, go faster. So people's always going to be modding these cars.
I'll put it to you like this. If I've got to buy a car and leave it stock, it's not going to be a Mustang. It's just, I've never sat in a Mustang that was completely stock and drove it and been like, yep, this is all I want.
So that brings up a question talking about Whipple and the different supercharger companies. I mean, once all this is done,
Now
what the hell
Whipple,
happens to all them?
now Whipple's in with Ford.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know, but once it's over and they move to all electric, what
Dude.
happens to like
That ain't
superchargers?
happening anytime soon.
I'm telling you right now, that's not going to happen in the next 20 years. I don't think we
It's
got
gonna
nothing to
happen
worry
in the
about.
next 5 years.
But yeah, you keep thinking that.
No, it's not
I
going to
think
happen.
it
heard that
would.
Whipple-
I'm just saying.
Mike,
I heard
I
that Whipple
promise
was going
you,
to with
it's
Ford.
not going to happen in the next 5 years. I promise you, we are 20 plus years out from that. Take that from somebody that's owned an electric vehicle and watched how everything is done. It's going to take a long time to go full electric.
I've owned one too. The government's stupid enough that they're going to push the car companies to where they have to meet these expectations.
It doesn't matter.
I'm going to tell you guys something right now. You can say whatever you want to, but these oil companies are not going to let that happen at 100%.
Nope. No.
Hell no. You're 100% right, Gary.
No.
I don't care who you are, who you think you are. These oil companies, they run this shit.
Just for
You're
example,
damn right they do.
how many new gas stations do you see put up left and right? Do you think that these places are going to be investing in gas stations if it was 5 years away from going out of business?
Shit, no.
Hell no. It's a big push, but it's not going to happen. They were supposed to. Chevrolet said back in 2014 or 15, I believe it was, that they were going to be all electric by 2023. Well, guess what? It's 2023 and it ain't happened yet.
And they're still building gas-powered cars.
They're still developing. As long as you see new gas engines being developed, for prime example, the C8, that is a brand new gas engine that's in that C8 Z06. Do you think Chevrolet would have put all that money into developing that engine if they were 5 years from throwing it away?
Hell no.
But you look at the S650, they're going to be getting rid of the ICE motors. You've got Dodge that's getting rid of them for sports cars. I'm just saying that.
Okay, the S650. What are you talking about? What are they getting rid of on the S650?
They're going to make it electric later on in the run.
They will probably have an electric option. Yes.
Yes, they will probably have a version.
Like anything else, there are people out there that want an electric car. So you would be a fool not to make a electric version of that car.
Right.
Yeah, because that's a market that people will invest in. So you keep both markets going.
Exactly. They want it, you're going to give it to them.
I was talking to the head director where I work at. We build diesel engines. And I said, you know what's going to happen when this battery goes full fed? We're just making batteries and rear end motors for these trucks and no more engines. He goes, it'll never happen. He says because these electric trucks cannot go across the country. They got to be there at time limits and everything else. They can't stop and be charged for 12 to 14 hours to go to California or wherever they need to go. Three times a trip they would have to stop and charge them. So these guys are thinking, yeah, they're going to get rid of all these engines and stuff like that. They're not getting rid of the engines. They can't do it.
Think about it. How much do you think a battery can pull 100,000 pounds down the road? How many hours do you think it's going to be able to take before it depletes that battery? It's not going to take. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These truckers are not going to be stopping every 4 hours to recharge this shit. It ain't happening.
These trucks are going to be great for the city hauls, but not for the long hauls.
But what I was saying is, I was talking about supercharger companies specifically. That you've got the performance cars that have superchargers. Once it goes electric for the sports cars, the supercharger companies, I mean, they're going to have a market that's going to keep dwindling year after year.
Yeah, but
look, as long as
it's going to have to step their game up. That's what they got to do.
I'm telling you right now, as long as they're making a gas-powered engine, there will always be a supercharger. There will always be a turbo. There will always be some form of boost as long as they're making a gas-powered engine. Period. End of story.
That's just a given, man. I mean, people can say all they want. I see it as being realistic. It's electric. It's not going to happen. Is it going to be an option? Yeah. And for Corvette's new thing. Corvette just made a hypercar.
Well, that's what Tony's saying right there. It's going to go hybrid first, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what? And I'm not against hybrids. I think they have their place. I think they're fine.
I think hybrids is honestly. I think a hybrid is if you do it right.
Yep.
I mean, like Chevrolet's new Corvette they're coming out, the E-Ray. That's a hypercar. I mean, you look at all the cars, mid-engine rear-wheel drive, front-engine electric. Those are hypercars, what we call hypercars now, not supercars, hypercars, right? So they're doing the going green thing, whatever, and they're like, hey, we're going to do this. We're going to keep an engine in the back. We're going to put electric motor in the front. It's going to be fast as can be, all-wheel drive. Yeah.
Yep.
That's smart. That's very smart.
Damn right. I mean, because they're catering to both markets at the same time.
That thing is sweet.
Yep.
But see, like on paper, the hybrid is great, but man, you have so much shit that can go wrong on it. I had a Volt, and that damn thing had tons of problems that it had. I mean, either you go gas or you go electric, but you put all the systems on together. Man, that's just a bitch.
Anytime you have any type of new type of vehicle, you're gonna have problems.
That's right.
You got to work those problems out, and that's the thing right now. Even if you buy a brand new, like the Coyotes, look at the shit they went through when they first came out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know, so I mean, anything you buy or anything that they're going to build is going to have problems at first.
Well, you look at the Lightning; they're recalling them because the batteries caught on fire. You guys heard of how they stopped the assembly line like a week and a half ago?
I heard something about that, I think.
Yeah, they were doing the final inspection on one of the vehicles at the plant, and the damn thing caught on fire.
And
I'm gonna tell you right now, just like the Mach-E, I'm telling you right, it's not selling as good as they said it was going to sell.
Well,
it's not a Mustang, and it looks like shit.
I don't give a damn. It's still an electric vehicle. It's not selling as good as they hoped it would sell when they first put it out there on the market. They thought it was going to be like this new crave, and everybody in the world was going to buy it. It ain't happening.
And
hey, you hear what Fort Bluegate said there, Mike? Fort Bluegate says it was a Chevy, so it was junk from the day it got drawn up.
But, you know, like Tony was saying.
Damn, is that my Bluetooth going bad?
You there?
Hey, this Salty, is that my Bluetooth going out?
I think so.
Okay. Well, like Tony said, you know, people in order to charge your car fast enough, you got to put in a fast charging thing at your house, right? A lot of people that rent their house don't have the ability to add that stuff like that on their house. People that live in apartments, so the apartment complex are going to have to put these fast charging stations. These fast charging stations, they only put so many in, and then you got it's not going to happen.
The infrastructure is just not in place, man.
It's not there. Now,
it's not in place, but the government is going to force this shit like the government does.
But you got to understand, though, Mike, that's just the power. That's just the people that are in power right now.
To allow it. You think it's not going to happen.
But you look at California, how they were forcing everything, and then all of a sudden there's rolling blackouts, and they're saying, hey, don't charge your car. And the guy's like, dude, I got to get to work.
California's another planet. We don't even talk about that.
But what I mean is the government does stupid shit like that. They push their initiative of what that they want, but then when it's not working, the people suffer.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's just the people we got in charge right now. Once it changes hand and goes over to something else, everything that you see is going to start backing down and going in reverse. It's a cycle. It always happens. Every time we get one power in there, they do their thing. The other power comes in there, and they start reversing shit. It's the same old fucking cycle all the time.
I wouldn't say necessarily reverses it, but I would say they slow it down until the next Jagoff gets back in and then accelerates things again.
I mean, just take. Well, I'm gonna say his name because we all like him. Trump, take him when he got in office. Look what he did. He went totally against the grain of any other president that's been in office. He pulled us out of OPEC. He pulled us out of the World Health Organization. Nobody ever seen that shit coming. And guess what happened to our country? We started booming because then we started selling our own, manufacturing our own oil, and then we were selling our oil to other countries, and America was making bukus of freaking money.
And you know what? This is funny because I'm going to tell you something. These oil companies, they still drill and they still get oil coming out of the ground. But you know how many drums of oil that they have that will last forever if they did stop drilling today?
Oh my God, man. It will outlive my lifetime.
They got gallons and gallons and gallons, millions and millions of gallons of oil that they wouldn't even really have to drill for probably 10 or 15 years.
Shit, Gary, I think they say right now we got enough oil in our reserves right now to go the next 40 years in our reserves.
Well, if you looked it up, it'd probably say that, but I'm just guessing, you know. They got oil.
Yeah.
And these oil companies ain't going to let this crap happen. Now, the hybrids, you're going to see those because that's probably the best thing for them, really. But
I do too.
The Mobil CEO said by 2040 all cars will be electric.
He's full of shit. It can't happen.
You know who tells him to say that? The government.
That's right.
Exactly. The government.
You're going to believe your government because your government's full of shit. And they tell you
exactly.
The government
I don't believe shit they say. I don't believe shit the government says.
CAFE standards, which then forces the automotive company.
Mike, no offense, buddy.
I seem to remember back in 2010s, the same thing being said about 2023, 2024, and it ain't happening.
Well, just think. Look what happened before. Look what happened between 1995 and the year 2000. We thought the entire world was going to come to an end because we were hitting the year 2000. Look at all the shit that happened. We got to the year 2000, and nothing's changed. It's just another fucking day.
They said the computer stopped running.
I mean, yeah.
They said the computers and everything, and everybody would be dead within weeks.
Yeah. Remember they said all the banks were going to shut down. People couldn't get no money. I mean, ATM lines were freaking backed up for miles. People trying to get all their money out of the bank.
Well, Ken, I'm going to tell you something. If this happens like you says it is, I'll apologize to you, but I think we'll all be dead before we can do that.
Yep. I think we're all going to be dead before it goes electric.
I don't want any of this stuff to happen. I'm just saying that's what the government's doing, like it or not.
No offense, Mike. I'm going to say this with the utmost respect. Quit listening to the government, brother, because they're leading you in the wrong direction.
They're not leading me in any direction. You just sit back and you watch the stupid shit that the government does, like cash for clunkers and everything else. Which
Mike,
I was just getting ready to say the same thing for Blue Gage. He reads too much into this shit, and that's exactly what he's saying.
Exactly. I don't read nothing into it because I don't pay attention to any of that shit.
Mike, the government is going to lead you down a hallway. When they do, just make sure they're not throwing wieners behind you.
Well, what they're doing is they're putting you in a round room with no doors. They just want to see you keep going around and around and around and around. That's all they're doing, man. They just want to see you. They treat you like a cat. You know, like a cat chases her tail around in circles. That's what they think about the American people. We're just a bunch of cats chasing our damn tail.
Everybody's in the rat race. I'm trying to get out of the rat race.
Either that or they're like a dog looking at other dogs' heads.
All I can say, if they outlaw gas cars, I'm gonna be the biggest outlaw there is.
And you ain't bullshitting. You ain't bullshitting.
Take all the cute cars and shove them up the rear. I'll buy me all 60s model cars.
That's right.
Points. I'll put carburetors and points on it. Good luck shutting that crap down.
Well, then they gonna stop the companies from making points. You know what I mean?
I'll figure out a way.
Can't register the car.
I like what Nate
It doesn't matter if I register the car or not. I'm still gonna drive it.
Yeah, that's right.
Good luck.
I like what Nate says. Nate says this right here. Worry about what's going on in your house, not what's going on at the White House.
Hey,
that's right, 100%. Because if we follow what's going on in the White House, buddy, we're all doomed.
well, that's
every
like
damn one of us.
Somebody said the year 20, like California. Everybody had this big thing on Facebook. It was like 2035 last year. It's like 2035, California's going all electric, and I'm like, well, it says that they want all new vehicles sold by 2035 to be all electric, and I'm like, are you guys seriously this hung up on something that's supposed to happen 13 years from now? You might not be alive 13 years from now.
That's right.
Stop worrying about what's going to happen 13 years from now. Just
exactly.
worry about what's happening right now.
Live for today. Don't worry about tomorrow. Hell with it.
You know, people get so stressed out.
Hey, Bama, you have a good night, brother.
Hey,
take it easy, Bama. Have a good one, buddy.
Take it easy, Bama. Like people get so stressed out about what's coming 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 13 years from now. They get so stressed out that it affects the way they live now because they're on Facebook posting all this stuff and they're like all yelling and mad about it. And I'm sitting back going, guys, this 13 years away. Chill out, live your life. If it happens 13 years from now, deal with it then. To hell with it. You know what I mean? Like
that's right. Exactly. Hey, look, tomorrow ain't promising none of us.
Exactly.
We might not be here tomorrow.
Exactly.
So live for today, you know.
In my life, and nobody's promised tomorrow, man. Just live your life. Like stop, don't stress it.
That's right. The way I do my life, I live for today, but I save for tomorrow. That's it. Simple as that. That's what I do. But I live my life for every day. To hell with it. I wake up. I worry about tomorrow when I wake up tomorrow.
I'll still plan for tomorrow, but I'm living for today.
That's right. Damn right. But I want to enjoy my life. Sit on listening to every damn talk show and TV station and reading all these papers, and I ain't about all that shit.
We gotta listen to some of this stuff so we have something to talk about.
Well, that's true too. That's true too.
Rarely do I turn on the damn news. Rarely do I turn on the damn news because and when I'm on Facebook and I see a bunch, I just click over it. I've almost got my Facebook down to all car stuff.
So pretty much Ford Blue Gage pretty much said it. The oil companies they're going to lay their dicks across the table and tell them to screw off.
That's right. They could, like you said, Gary, the oil companies, they control this country, period.
Who
In the
controls
story.
The banks?
They control every aspect of our lives as the oil company.
Do you think the government controls the banks?
Hell no, the oil companies do. Because where do you think they're getting all their damn money from?
The Federal Reserve controls the banks.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
Later, Connor.
Don't bet on it.
The overnight.
The banks might control the lending and the payments, but the Federal Reserve don't control the banks.
Oh,
they might think they do. They might think they do. But I'm going to tell you something right now. It's a lot deeper than the Federal Reserve.
You ain't bullshitting. You ain't bullshitting. Man, this shit goes so deep, and none of us will probably ever know how far it goes deep. You know what I mean?
So with the Federal Reserve raising the Fed rate, it's causing a lot of issues with loans that are currently out, a lot of defaults, and that's causing the banks and other lending institutions to start tightening their lending standards. The Federal Reserve.
But don't they do that every 10 years anyhow? Don't they do that every 10 years anyhow?
But you know what causes that shit, Mike? Is that's people going out taking loans and overextending their damn self and getting themselves in trouble.
No, it's because
if people would start living within their damn means and quit living by eyesight and things that they want or things that really they don't need but they just want, this whole country, people will be a lot better. Live within your damn means. Don't live to impress your neighbor. Fuck your neighbor.
This stuff happens every 10 to 20 years. I don't care who you are, what you are. If you look back at the past, if you look into history and go back on the past, it all does the same thing every so often.
Yep, exactly.
I agree.
Like I said, it's just a rinse and repeat, man. That happens all the time.
I
just
agree
like the weather.
I agree with what Tony just said.
What do you say? I'm not looking at the chat.
Government can't force anyone to do anything. They say things their base likes to hear so they can stay in office, but very little happens.
Hey, 100% agree with that.
I agree 100%.
What's up, Rattletrap? Trap?
But you show me a candidate that's actually running for office, and when they finally do get elected into office, how much of the shit that they talked about on their campaign do they actually implement once they get into office?
Yeah.
Well, think about it. How they don't do shit.
I think the mayor of Chicago is going to be.
Well, you don't even know what your mayor is yet. Yeah, y'all a city without a mayor right now.
Hey guys, hang on a second. HPR Rattletrap's asking you a question.
Okay, what?
How's that supercharger? Is it reliable? Any issues so far?
I haven't installed mine, but I've installed several. I've installed several of them on customers' cars, and they all seem just fine and great, reliable. They're great superchargers. I wouldn't even put one on my car if I didn't think it was a good supercharger.
Well, let me ask you this about that supercharger compared to
fire custom balance or anything.
Well, let me ask you about that supercharger compared to a Pro Charger. Because I know you said you don't particularly care for the Pro Charger because they put a lot of pressure on the crank. Now,
Yeah.
how's the pulley system on the ESS versus the Pro Charger?
Okay, so Pro Charger has a pulley that's fastens to the front of your crank pulley and puts another section out there, which puts more strain on your crank snout. The more belts you put further out, the more strain it gets further out. You don't need that. Okay.
Okay.
That's the only thing I've never been a fan of with Pro Chargers. Pro Chargers themselves are great superchargers. Great superchargers. I've not been a fan of that setup. They do make an HO version for the S550 that sets where the Vortec is. I kind of like that. So the ESS sets on the front of the front existing belt setup on the crank pulley. It does not use. It uses a stock tensioner. It doesn't use a heavy duty tensioner. It puts more tension on it, which puts more stress on the crank. So it's a great supercharger in that aspect. It runs on the same belt, the same setup that a Vortec runs on.
Okay, so less stress on the crank snout then.
A lot less stress on the crank, a lot less chance of anything happening to the crank.
Okay.
There's only been one case. I've talked to ESS. We went back and forth. There's only been one case of a crank breaking on an ESS, and I talked to that guy personally. He called my shop, and went after it, and the pulley was installed with the bolt, which you're not supposed to do, and it was installed with the impact, and it was tightened with the impact, which you're not supposed to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that stuff. So that's the only thing I've heard of.
Wait, to put the balancer on, he cranked an impact?
Well, so here's the thing. There are companies out there that will sell you oil pump gears and will sell you a long bolt.
What's up, Brian?
To install the balancer, the harmonic, the crank pulley, right?
Right.
Well, that's the last thing you want to do is to be threading a bolt in to the crank and pulling something onto the crank when you're doing that.
Right. Don't draw it in.
The correct tool is a long stud that screws in, right?
That's what he said.
It screws in all the way into the crank, and then you have a nut and a
exactly. I love the nut.
Is that a D's nut?
Exactly. So you have a nut and a bearing, and you pull and you use it to pull it onto it, and then you take that out. Then you put a bolt in it, and then you torque the bolt to specs.
What's up, Pinks?
So
why don't you just, if the harmonic balancer is too tight to fit on the crank, why don't you just take some emery cloth to the harmonic balancer just to take that thin layer of paint off, so that way you have a better fit, so you don't have to crank it down to get it on.
Well, the thing about it is you don't have to crank it down. If you've ever watched, I'm going to do a video on this. With the correct tool, I will literally put that crank pulley on without a whole lot of force.
Well, that's what I did like with mine. The harmonic balancer, the ATI, was super tight. So I just took emery cloth to take some of the paint off on the harmonic balancer to where I was able to get it on, to where it was still tight, but it wasn't, to where it was too hard to get on.
Yep.
I mean, that makes sense instead of just cranking it on with an impact. Holy crap.
Yeah, you don't do that.
Nope.
I've never, like Blue Gate said, the correct tool is a balancer installer kit. Exactly.
Yep.
That's exactly what it is. But the installer kit is basically, it's a stud that bolts in. You got a nut, and then you got a little bearing right there. So you're free spinning. And I literally sit there and install it. Install the piece in there, and then I put the nut, and then I put a wrench on it, and that literally hardly no force, and I'm sitting there putting it on, no problem. And it goes on great, and I never have had any issues whatsoever.
I'm standing right outside the electrical room with the fire alarm control panel. Should I jig him way in here and cause some chaos?
No.
So Ken, if you see the fire department and the damn the helicopters and shit, you know, to blame that shit on damn Sublime.
What'd he do?
Nothing. I said I'm standing right
smoke up the damn
room with fire alarm control panel.
He go smoke up the damn hotel.
An impact is if you people need to learn how to properly use impacts and when to use them, when not to use them.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yo, man, you got some mechanics I've seen. They'll use an impact for every single thing you can think of.
Shit, tell me about it.
I have never used the impact to install anything except for lug nuts, and I've always torqued them afterwards. I never ran.
Well, the small impacts are okay, like a 1/4 inch, 3/8 when you're running something up.
Right.
That's fine. It's really.
Dude, I've literally seen people put heads on with damn impact guns.
Oh, so
never even use a damn torque
plugs
wrench.
in. I've seen
Never even use a damn torque
plugs in.
Yeah, I always run them, plug them, and then I torque wrench them. I never just run them up on there. No.
Yeah.
How much snow did you get today, Gary?
I would say we probably got about 4 inches.
Damn.
Well, I can tell you how much I got here today. I tell you how much we got here today. Called 0.
Did you get any wind?
We got so much damn. We got so much wind today. I thought the trees was goddamn gonna wave flags.
So
damn, it was.
Listen, listen. Don't
Yes, sir.
measure that with your Peter. Measure that with a measuring stick.
Well, trust me, if I have to measure on my Peter, that means I got to get really close to the ground.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's why you got 0.
Well, my belly's gonna get in the way first, so my Peter will never make it. Nah, we just got a lot of high wind, a lot of rain. I can't say we got rain, but it wasn't all day. It was on and off. But when we got rain, it rained like hell. But the wind,
more rain today. Yesterday we got a ton.
Man, the wind was just like stupid all day today. It was just like blowing like crazy, man.
I saw a garbage can get thrown lifted up in the air and thrown 30 feet today. A big garbage can.
Damn.
Yeah.
I just went and grabbed mine out of the ditch earlier.
Yeah, this one went into a forest.
I'm hoping tomorrow. They say tomorrow's gonna be a lot better, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow's supposed to be nice, a little cooler,
Yeah.
but nice.
Yeah, I'll take the cooler without all the damn wind and rain.
Yep.
Was bad today.
So they canceled the testing tune tonight, which is fine, but racing's still on for tomorrow.
So, Pinks, I was going to ask you a question.
What'd you find out about your wheel bearing, Pinks?
It's they don't have a warranty.
Oh man, that's the question I was going to ask.
Okay.
See, that's what you should do, Sublime.
I also found out when I bought it. I bought it 2 years ago, this month or last month. It was 2 years ago from American Muscle.
Oh.
I didn't have it on the car that long, but I bought it 2 years ago.
Sublime, that's what you should do. Instead of driving home tomorrow, you should go out there and hang out with Pinks, go to the racetrack and shit and go home Sunday.
You have to be careful with American Muscle because they rebox shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you get what I'm saying, they'll take a Chinese part and put it in a Ford Performance box and send it to you.
Well, I mean, I don't know if they stamped those Ford Performance or not. I've got it still. It's sitting in my garage. I took pictures of it. It's on my. I posted it on YouTube today. Just pictures on the community, and it shows side by side of the new one and the old one.
Seriously though, Sublime, that's what you should do. Go hang out with Pink, see all the JJ the Ball stuff, and just go home Sunday.
No, because then it makes it a much longer drive.
Yeah, but look how much fun you would have, though. I mean, shit, dude. You go down and see some drag racing. You get to meet all the real hillbillies from down Memphis and all that shit.
He's got to get home and chase the skunk, Salty.
You ain't lying. Look, he's this close to going and watching some drag racing. He should take advantage of it and go enjoy it. And one more day and away from home ain't gonna kill the skunk. I promise you.
I can't believe how late the racing starts, though.
Damn, I was almost gonna say something. I'm glad I didn't say this yet.
What time to start?
I am in a
think it
bad
starts till like
Japanese.
5. The actual racing.
Yeah, it's normal.
Yeah, I'm just not used to starting that late on a weekend.
Oh yeah.
Now
Yeah.
testing tune starts earlier. You know they're gonna have some test time for.
No, yeah, that's 5 or 7 o'clock is very normal.
Yeah.
And Pink's already done said if you ever come down there, Sublime, you could stay at his house. You wouldn't have to get a hotel. So there you go. You wouldn't have to spend no more hotel money.
You race. They'll race midnight, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah. That JJ the Ball shit. They have a lot of fun.
My car,
good events,
is ready to go. It's got a new wheel bearing on it. It's with ARP studs because I already have them. So I got it all swapped out today. That took about.
Well, I'm glad you got that thing fixed and didn't try taking it down the track with that bad bearing.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, I wasn't going to.
That wouldn't have went very well.
No. Well,
What do you mean,
it
super
wasn't
fast?
as bad as I've seen, but it was bad enough.
Time change is going to be awesome. It means it stays sunnier longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing about it's a good thing about spring. We spring forward, we gain an hour of daylight.
Yeah.
This should be the last time we do it, supposedly.
Well, that's what they've been saying for the last 80 years.
We'll down with excitement if we don't have to go back in the fall.
Man, you ain't lying, Ken. I would love it, dude.
I'm so tired of getting off at 5 o'clock in the winter and being pitch black dark outside.
You ain't bullshitting.
Yep.
Well, you know what? When they do that time change, it messes me up for about 2 months.
Yep.
Shit, that messes me up too, and I don't even work, dude.
It don't even mess me up for 2 hours.
No, I just, I stay.
It don't mess you up?
Anyway.
No, hell no. 1 hour? What's 1 hour? 1 hour is nothing.
Dude, it messes me up.
I could see if it was 3 or 4 hours, but 1 hour?
But when your body gets in such a routine.
Yeah, but sometimes, see, you get up whenever you get good and ready. Some of us have to get up at a certain time.
Yeah, well, I'll be doing that too in about 4 or 5 weeks, so just relax. Just chill there, honey bun.
He's on vacation.
Oh.
That's why I said he needs it them instead of going home tomorrow, take advantage of it while he's down here in the south to go see some good ass drag racing.
I know.
Go hang out with Pinks.
No prep. It's all no prep, 8 miles.
Yeah.
So I was gonna go pick Sublime up from the hotel, right? Take him to the
Yeah,
shop.
why don't you come pick me up, Salty? I'll leave my car at that shop.
So I would say this, Sublime, if you want to do something extremely cool, do Tail the Dragon on the way back. It's going to take you way the hell out of your way.
He's waiting.
Yeah, exactly, which I don't have time for, dude. I already got an 8-hour drive, for Christ's sake.
Dude, you're off work for the next 4 or 5 weeks. What the hell is 8 hours?
Well, yeah, well, my wife also thinks I'm coming home tomorrow. The last thing I want to do is be like, hey, honey, guess what? I'm gone for another day.
Look, let me ask you something. Is this the first time you've ever disappointed your wife?
We already know the answer to that question.
Okay then. Every time she rolls back the sheet, she goes, "Damn, this is gonna be another disappointment."
Listen, Sublime has to
with me, not you, Salty.
Get home. He's got things he's got to take care of. He's got to make sure his daughter gets to work. He's got to make sure everything's taken care of.
That's right. He's got plenty of grub hubbing to run and all that shit.
I just want to get back to some real food.
Well, I mean, real food. What? Dude, you can go anywhere and get Arby's and Burger King and McDonald's. All that shit's the damn same.
Not true, because I went to the Arby's that was right by Ken's house, and it was probably the worst Arby's I've ever had in my life.
Hey, Rattle Trap right here says, laughing my ass off. Don't listen to Salty. He has 100 RC cars, and Mary and her 5 sisters.
Hey, Mary, hey, guess what? Mary and her 5 sisters don't charge me no money. My money still stays in my banking account and in my wallet.
I thought it was Rosie Palmer and 5 sisters.
I don't give a shit if you call her Sarah. That's fine with me. I don't give a damn. I'll change her name every day.
That's who it is. Pamela Henderson.
Yeah, Pamela Anderson. There you go. That works. Hey, back in the day though, she used to be a bad chick back in the day.
So comfy. Oh my God, this is so good.
Well, I have to tell you guys this, but I always got Miss Michigan.
Oh wait, you talking about what's her name?
Michigan. Miss
Oh.
Michigan. Michigan. Wow.
Later, Stupid Fast. Have a good one, sir.
Take it easy, Stupid Fast Truck. Have a good night, buddy.
Thanks for coming by, Stupid Fast.
I
was going to load my car up on the trailer tonight, and I decided not to. I'll do it in the morning.
Do it when you're fresh.
Well, it was 8 o'clock by the time I was done doing the tire or doing the wheel hub. because I didn't just have to swap it out. I had to first take the new one and put studs in it because the little studs that come in it aren't long enough.
How hard was it to take those studs out?
That's easy.
Oh, okay.
I have a nice metal dead blow that I put it on the vise where the stud can go through the vise and just hit it like 2 times and it comes right out.
Yep.
I've got one, but it ain't metal.
I have a bunch of hammers. I have 2 drawers full of hammers.
Did you call it a dead blow?
Yeah, it's a dead blow.
Okay.
I have
Just
a.
wanna make sure.
It
That's
looks
what you
like
call
a
it,
ball
dead blow.
peen. It's orange, like plastic, but at the ends of it, it's metal, and it looks like a ball peen, sorta. But
Amula Anderson.
works
Oh my
really well.
God.
it
Formula.
works really well for doing that. I just put some nuts on them and knocked them out. Then pulled the other ones in. And since I don't have the correct tool for it, I do have a. I took some washers and put some grease on them. Then a large nut, put some grease on it, put it over the top, and then used one of the nuts to pull them in. Worked
He's
pretty well.
taking matters in his own hand.
4 Blue, do you want up here, man? If you do, I can get down, bub.
If Shelly's sleeping, he can't.
Yeah, let me do this. I'm actually going to drop off.
Wait, come on, Mike.
Mike, take it easy, brother. Thanks
Hey,
for
You
coming up.
guys have yourself an amazing night.
You
Take
too.
it easy, Mike.
Take care, Mike.
So, but did you talk about the shit show today, Sublime, or no?
Talk about what?
Anything that happened today?
Yeah, when I first got in here.
Yeah, I missed it. Damn it. I was watching TV with my wife. We haven't done that in a couple days.
Yeah, the weather basically turned our last and final day into a long, drawn-out process because, and I get it, dude. The guy that is doing the dyno, he has to open a garage on both sides, and 60-mile-an-hour winds don't really go too well through a building that's got a whole bunch of light stuff laying around.
Yeah, it does not.
So we had to. The winds didn't calm down until like 4 or 5 o'clock, so we couldn't even get to the dyno until 4 or 5 o'clock. So the only problem was Daryl, who was pretty much available all day to tune it, eventually had to go pick up Son, and that was right at the time when we were getting ready to start tuning. So we had to wait a little bit for Daryl. But at the end of the day, it all got done. It all got done good, and that's all that matters.
Hey, Joe, did you release any numbers?
Yeah. So basically, it boiled down to 817 to the wheels at what was it, 612 torque, Ken, 611, somewhere on there.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn good.
I'm still going to take it to the dyno jet by my house, and because that was the dyno that did the 770. So this way, I think I'll get a real true comparison as to how much it gained.
Nice.
Yeah, 817 to the wheels. Yeah, rail trap.
That's good numbers.
That's a good number, especially.
That's a happy street car.
For a
With that
nice
DCT.
tune and a pulley downsize, dude, that's great.
Yep. And
Yeah,
I know,
yeah.
Gary, I said it too many times, but I love those fucking lights, man. Those turn signals. Oh my god.
God, dude, he liked the lights more than he liked the
He did.
I was going to say, damn.
I could have did the lights and not did the pulley, and I think he'd been just as happy.
He's easy to please.
I'm glad you did the pulley first.
Right? Even like, hold up. I
Yeah,
know
we're good. Stop
We're
right
good.
there. We're good.
lights. Perfect. We're done.
Hey, well, let me ask you this. How did that damn overflow cover finally work out?
Good. Fits on there really good. Freaking looks OEM like it should have came from the factory. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it back off when I get home. It said that it comes with a window so you can see the level of the coolant, but it doesn't. So I'm going to take it off later when I get home, and I'll, Dremel out a nice little rectangle to get it visible in the right spot.
That's why I like the one I got from Mishimoto, and it's got the little tube on the side that lets you see the level
Oh, gotcha.
with a high-low marker, a min-max mark on it.
Like, just leave the stock one alone. Like, seriously.
Who?
What are you talking about? Leave what alone?
The stock one looks just fine sitting there. While
They're
everybody
ugly.
It's ugly.
seriously, you seriously look when you pop the hood. That's what you look at.
That's what my eye was drawn to immediately, was the ugliness sitting right up front under the hood.
It,
Yep.
I like it because I can see it. It looks good. It looks fine.
And when it gets old and discolored, it looks like crap.
That's true too.
Oh, I changed mine. I put the actual tank on mine.
Yeah, I've got the.
Is yours a metal tank, Gary?
Aluminum.
Oh, okay.
Which brand did you go with?
What, for mine or for Gary?
Gary.
Stata?
Steeda?
Steeda. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Mishimoto. I think it might be the same one.
They're close.
Yeah.
Hey, Tony,
Hey, Tony, take it easy, bud.
Hey,
Later, Tony.
Thanks for coming by, buddy. We appreciate you.
Wait, what is it?
Yeah, they look like the same tank. It's just the Mishimoto one's got the little gauge on the side. You can see how much coolant you got in there.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't have that?
Yeah, mine don't. No.
Oh, so here, I'm sorry, but Ken, but I have to tell this story. You would have thought that Ken had just taken 5 hits off my 10 millimeter. He goes to try to record a video, like saying, "Okay, we got the freaking pulley put on, we got the hub put on, we got the plugs put on." He couldn't get more than 10 words in, and he fucking up and restart and restart. Take 6, take 7, take 8. I just walked away. I'm like, I don't want to see. No.
What did you put on his pizza, Sublime?
I take it back, guys. He's open season. Go for it.
Oh, there it is.
That's funny.
So that,
Hey, that's part
really,
of the YouTube world there.
that
Sublime.
really extremely short I put out last night about the broken wheel hub,
Yeah.
the bearing. It's almost at 5,000 views.
Oh, dude.
I saw the one comment that the guy put, like, what did he say?
And I responded to him exactly what I said.
Yeah, I saw it.
What's
It's
that?
funny.
Well, it was actually made. Originally, that video was made just to throw up in a chat. So it wasn't made again. I was like, yeah, screw it. I'm going to throw this on short.
What did it say? I haven't watched it.
I just said wheels on and torqued. And then, damn it, when it, moved way too much.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And that was it. It's like a 10-second video. It really is.
Yep. I showed it to you.
It's all it takes.
I've seen that one. I just didn't,
The one I
You didn't
put
hear
up
the volume.
is at 150, but I've gotten 6 subscribers since yesterday, so that's good.
Ken couldn't hear the volume on the video because we had karaoke going in the background.
Yeah, those shorts they bring for some reason. These people like watching the shorts.
Oh, I love those joke of the days you're doing. I love those puns. So
well, thanks.
Those are the first thing I look for every day.
As long as I'm not spinning any clocks, we're fine, Gary.
Well, we can find another one, Sublime.
That's okay. I think Car Bob needs to be the next target.
Hey, guys, I'm going to tell you something. I appreciate you coming up, but I'm going to shut this thing down.
All right,
Yeah,
man.
I got to get to sleep anyway.
I gotta get some sleep tonight. I gotta get up and do stuff in the morning.
All right.
All righty, Mr. Gary. Appreciate you letting me up there, buddy. Ken, you have a good night. Sublime, have a good one. Be careful when you drive home, buddy.
All right, Ken, I'll call you tomorrow when I'm leaving Dad over.
Well, how you should be over there making them breakfast in the morning there, Sublime.
Exactly.
What am I going to do? Make breakfast on his freaking toolbox? Top of his toolbox?
Why not?
Okay.
All right,
Pam
guys,
throw a griddle.
Hey, thanks for coming up. I appreciate each and every one of you.
All right, later,
All right.
guys. You all have a good
Everybody
one.
have a good night.
Later. Thank you. Come again.
Thank you. Come again.